Well, it's mutually beneficial, I think. As an alum, I always enjoy seeing my former teammates come back on campus and discover what so many changes here, physically on the campus in the last 10, 15 years, even 10, 15 months. So they get to see the campus. I love having that here as opposed to off campus, and then having our guys mix, our current players mix with the guys that came before them. It's really important for all of us to realize we're part of something much larger than ourselves, something much bigger than ourselves, much more important than ourselves, and they appreciate each other. I know the older guys, want to believe that they can still do it. They can still turn the double play or hit the home run, and whether or not they can do those things, I think it's still a great day just to have the current guys with our former players. It's one big family, so it's anytime you can get the family together, it's a good time. My Uncle Tom was a great player here on the basketball court. He played on some fantastic teams, Toby Kimball and West Balasuknia amongst others. He has great memories of Coach Shable, and really helped build some great teams. And then went on to a college coaching career in basketball. My father wound up following in his father's footsteps. My grandfather, Jim Penders, has a field named for him in Stratford, Connecticut, Penders Field in Longbrook Park. My dad has Jim Penders Field in Manchester, Connecticut, named for him. So there's some baseball coaches, but my uncle wound up going the basketball route, and he was a fantastic basketball and baseball player. But growing up, following in their footsteps, you get a lot. I think I basically just grew up, in a dugout or behind a bench, and the experiences, the wins and losses, the road trips, how to handle failure, how to handle making out a lineup, dealing with people who might be upset with you in the short term but respect you in the long term. I learned all of that from those guys, from my father, from my uncle. Ironically, it's the last place I wanted to come when I was in high school, because my father went here, my uncle went here. All I heard about was UConn, and I wanted to go anywhere but UConn. And it turned out that this is the place that wanted me to come play, and I got a chance to look on my recruiting visit and get to experience it more through my own eyes as opposed to their eyes. But I initially resisted it because they did go here. I wanted to do something different. I'm so glad that I did not do that, and it's a challenge every day to represent the family as well as they did over the years, and also, to do right by UConn, with that last name. I don't know if I'm their first mentor, but I like to think of myself, I've always liked to think of myself as a leader, and that's something that you're never off. It's 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, so it can be exhausting. We have mottos in our program. We have things like our attitude, concentration, and effort are the three things we have control over, and we need to master those. And what's important now, WIN, that's always our attitude, our concentration, and our effort. And those are fun, and they're easy to remember, but the things that are more important are not mottos, but modeling. We have to model the right behaviors. So we're around the players so often, they're around us so often, that if I'm not a good friend, if I'm not a good father, if I'm not a good husband, they're going to know that. And so I have to model the right behaviors for them every single day. And that's challenging. You have to keep your guard up, and you have to know that people are always watching, people are listening. But if I don't like the guy that's looking back at me every morning when I'm shaving, then I can't lead. So you got to make sure that you take care of yourself first, and then if you want to be a mentor, the best way I know is just, there's no formula for it. You better be those things consistently and constantly, and you better make the right choices yourself every single day if you want to help somebody else get to where they're going.